Hey folks, it's Dr. Brenda, Money Coach and the creator of the Gutsy Women Club, where women dare to dream and take bold actions to follow their heart's journey. Hey, please subscribe so you can follow along on my journey. I'm a full-time RVer traveling with 3 cats, and one of the issues that I've had to deal with is, how do I get medical care? How do I see the dentist? How do I get my vision checked if I'm moving from place to place? And so I'm going to give you a couple of ideas and tips on how to do that, because that is certainly a concern. Now, I'm going to tell you that I had health insurance with healthcare.gov. And one of the challenges there is everything is specific to the state. So if you need emergency medical care, you can access medical care anywhere in the country. But if you really have a chronic issue and you need more attention, you really have to be in that state to access the network of healthcare providers. So that's a big a downside for full-time RVers who have no choice but to use healthinsurance.healthcare.gov. So that is what I had when I set out. And just for kicks, I went to, I think it's healthinsurance.net, and I'd been familiar with the site before because you have brokers and they can help you find private health insurance. And I'm going to tell you, I did not qualify the last time that I sought private health insurance. I've had, medical history of some chronic illnesses, some rather, difficult times, and that always booted me off. So things are a little bit different now. I've been without, I've hit like a 5-year period where I really haven't had a lot of serious health issues. I've had to confirm and reconfirm like 25 times that I've not been treated for the particular chronic illness that I was diagnosed with decades ago. So I got private health insurance, and the premiums are a lot less. I'm looking at $540 versus the healthcare.gov, which was over $700. The deductible is a lot less as well. I haven't accessed that piece yet. It came with a discount plan that I can get discounted dental work and eye exams and stuff. So I checked that out, and folks, not a good deal. So it was time for a dental cleaning. So I contacted, first of all, the providers on that small list, at least locally. I'm in South Padre Island, Texas. So the providers for the dental coverage, the discount, were these large chains. And I always have a reluctance in terms of my teeth and my dental work of going to large chains. I mean, I know so many people who have had really negative experiences with dentists pushing them into these high-ticket dental procedures that they really didn't need. So I had, some red flags, some reservations about that. Nevertheless, I called. I made an appointment. Warning sign 1 was when I called the local number, but to make a reservation, it went through to the chain, to the national chain. And so that was already one warning sign. The second warning sign is that I explained that I have a discount card. I don't have insurance. So I inquired, how much is this going to cost for an exam and a dental cleaning? And I couldn't get an answer from the individual I spoke to. And I'll be honest, I could hear chickens in the background, so I had no idea where this person was speaking from, some other country. I have no idea. And I kept explaining that I had a discount card, and she called it insurance. It's not insurance. So I asked about what was the cost of the exam, and she said, "Don't worry about it, your insurance will cover it." And I said, "I don't have insurance, I have a discount card. So I need to know like how much the exam costs." And, "Oh, if you don't have insurance, then the exam is free." Oh, Okay. All right. So anyway, I made an appointment and still couldn't get an answer on what the cost would be. So someone from the local office called, confirmed. I gave them again all of that discount information so that they could run it in the system. They were going to call me in the morning to tell me what the costs were. They failed to do so. So I show up at the office and I'm already had these like red flag warnings, you know. So I'm like, I'm not so confident about this. And again, I'd filled out a lot of the paperwork online, and they handed me the same paperwork. And I said, I've already done this online. Oh, okay. Well, you know, let me retrieve it. And again, I asked, you know, how much is the cost? And oh, can you give me that number again? I'm going to have to run the number. So they gave me a pile of paperwork. I'm looking through the paperwork, and one of the pieces is a waiver to a jury trial. So, you know, I've worked in the courts, and I'm like, you know, I mean, I know you've got to do all this waiver stuff and liability, but the form says, you know, this is voluntary. So I'm like, you know, well, okay. I mean, yeah, it's a teeth cleaning, dental exam, but I shouldn't have any problems, but why should I have to waive my right to a jury trial to do this? And it says it's voluntary. So I turned in the paperwork, and she said, oh, ma'am, you forgot to sign this. I said, no, I didn't forget to sign it. It says it's voluntary. I choose not to sign it. Oh, well, you have to sign it. I said, well, no, it's a voluntary form. Well, I have to check with the dentist. And so she went back, and the dentist refuses to see me if I don't sign that form. So it's not voluntary. And then I finally got an estimate of the price, and that is, who's behind me? We got Coco. Coco's exploring. Coco goes to the vet later today. So anyway, finally she gives me the price of the exam and the dental cleaning, $170. And I said, well, wait a minute, you know, I spoke to, you know, someone yesterday, and I asked for the cost of the exam if I didn't have insurance, and she said it was free. And so this person said, well, yeah, but you have a discount card, so, you know, it's $100 for the exam and $70 for the dental cleaning. You know, that's just a basic cleaning. I said, no, wait a minute. I don't have insurance. If I didn't have insurance, it's free. Oh, well, no, you know, there'd be $210. So anyway, I walked out. I didn't feel comfortable at all with the lack of upfront pricing, the differential pricing, the different messages I've been given, the emphasis on legal liability. So I walked out. I'm like, you know, I'll take the paperwork. I'll look at it. I'm going to do a little bit of research. So this was the deal with my discount card. So I drove away, and there's lots and lots of dentists in this large town. So I stopped at a larger dental clinic. It was a mile away. I just happened to be driving by, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to walk in, going to see what the cost is for an exam and a cleaning. Walked in, incredibly friendly staff, very clean, bright, happy facilities, and said, okay, don't have insurance. What's it going to cost for an exam and a cleaning? $100. I'm like, oh, okay. And they had just opened, so it's a you know, they didn't have a large clientele at this point. But I said, okay, when can you get me in? She said, well, we can get you in right now. So I'm like, okay, I'm going for it. And so my experience was really great. They were intrigued by the fact that I'm a full-time RVer, so they all chatted with me, very friendly. Everything was very professionally done. And again, you know, in the age of COVID, everything, you know, you've got the masks and the protections. So I felt really comfortable about it. I ended up having 2 small cavities. And here's the weird thing. It's like, you know, I wasn't pushed into having them filled. I'm like, okay, like, what am I supposed to do now? So all I knew is I had 2 small cavities. I could choose what I wanted to do about it. And so since I'm going to be on the road, I decided to go ahead and have them filled. That was $120 per cavity. So I ended up spending $340. at the dentist's office, but I had a good experience. I would return to them. They did not push me into doing anything that, I mean, they just didn't tell me all of these things that I needed to have done. So I felt really good about that experience. Then for this discount card, the vision is kind of the same. I can use Walmart, optometry, or, there was another chain local. And again, it's like, I don't think it's a real good deal, whatever I'm doing. I already knew that I was going to order my contact lenses online. I'm very happy with the prescription I have, so I had to update the prescription, so I wanted to make sure that I could at least see an optometrist that would start with that subscription and see if it needed to be tweaked in any way. Again, just going to the PetSmart, I found America's Best contact lenses and glasses, America's Best, and walked in there, said, okay, this is what I'm looking for. I need a contact lens exam. It's $89. And I ended up, and they couldn't get me in for a couple of weeks. She said, though, if you come back at 3:30, we will treat you as a walk-in. You can see the optometrist. So I came back at 3:30, ended up signing up with their club because for like $99 I get free exams for the next 3 years. So I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good deal. And saw the optometrist. I had my old prescription, so he plugged that in. Everything is good to go. Didn't take me very long. And I got such a great deal. I went to Contact Lens King, I believe it is. I'll write this in the description. My contact lenses, I have, I have very terrible vision. I've got astigmatism. The contact lenses are multifocal, so they're really high end. The best price that they could get me at America's Best contact lens America's Best was like, $90 some a box. I got it online for about $48 a box. And again, they didn't, there was no big deal of me ordering my lenses online. I've worn lenses for a long time, so it was no big deal. But in one day, I got all my dental needs taken care of. I got all my vision needs taken care of, and I had a good experience. But I am really thankful. I walked out of the dentist's office later when I was speaking to one of the hygienists in the dental clinic that I chose. She was talking about an experience that her father had at that clinic, of being told that he needed a bridge for 10 teeth and he didn't need anything like that at all. So I'm glad I walked out of there I may return to South Padre Island next winter, and partly now I feel like I've got, I can go back for my teeth, I can go back for vision. So that experience has been really positive. I have not tried the, seeing a doctor through the network, through my health insurance yet. But in terms of taking care of your dental needs and your vision, it's not that hard to do if you're in a larger city. But especially with the dentistry, you may want to think twice about using any of the large chains, and be cautious. If you've been going to the same dentist year after year like I have, I know that I have few dental needs. So if I were suddenly being pushed into crowns and root canals and bridges, I would know right away that something is not correct. So shop around, ask questions. Also, the folks in the RV park here, there are a lot of winter Texans where I'm at. They may be a good resource for you. But yeah, it's not that difficult to get the help you need on the road. So don't let your attachment to your dentist or your optometrist sway your desire to be a full-time RVer. So hey, please subscribe below and follow me along on this journey. And I hope you're doing really well. If you have any questions, comments, just add them below. Please subscribe. Take care.